Okay, we're going to try this over again. I think I had some technical difficulties before, but welcome to day 10 of 100 Days of Favor. And today we're going to be talking about how to not overthink your favor, that your favor has been custom created specifically for you. And I think sometimes we forget that and we make favor and abundance and prosperity too difficult. We simply overthink it and we feel like it has to be this super hard thing when in actuality it's already yours, designed specifically for you. Your favor is a combination of your desires and what God wants for you because they're all the same thing. When He created you, He created you for specific tasks. And your spirit knows that, your heart knows that. And so your heart has a desire to run and go and do those things that you were created for. While at the same time, the world would tell you you was created for something different. Good morning, Miss Berlin. And good morning, everybody. Make sure you say good morning as you come in. So I want you this morning, I want us to start to think about how to stop overcomplicating our favor. He said, ask and you will receive. He said, those that have faith will receive. So if you have faith and you ask, you will receive. Good morning, Denise. It is as simple as that. And then he said, do the work. Let's talk about the things he said do, okay? Because the Bible stands for basic instructions before leaving earth. So let's talk about the specific things that he asked us to do. Number one, he said, write. He said, write the vision and make it plain. Many of us write a grocery list. We write a to-do list every day. We write a list of chores for our kids. We write a list of things to do at the job. But we don't sit and write our hopes, our dreams, and our aspirations. Somebody say amen. I know y'all understand where I'm going with this. He said, write the vision and make it plain so that those that read it can run with it. Your angels can't run with your vision if it's not in writing. And let's just talk about the make it plain real quick. Is it okay if I talk about make it plain? Somebody say, go ahead, coach. Is it okay if I talk about make it plain? A lot of times, again, overcomplicated. In our ability to overcomplicate whether we're going to be blessed or not, we forget to even put a specific request for what we want out there. You say, I want more money. How much? You say, I want to leave my job, Lord. And what you going to do? You got all of these things that you're believing God for, but you won't even take the time to make them specific yourself. And so when they don't come, good morning, Miss Joanne, or they don't come as you expected them to come, you have attitude. You get mad. You want to stop praying. But the truth of the matter is, it's not the blessing. It's your inability to follow instruction. I want you to look around and say, what is it that I don't have? Good morning, Natalia. And I want you to say to yourself, have I put it in writing? Good morning, Devon. He also said, you have not because you ask not. So number 2, have you asked for it? Oh, thank you, Natalia. You know, this is the internet life. Number 3, he said, faith without works is dead. So number 3 is, have you been faithful for it? And number 4, have you worked for it? Now, he also did a double take on you, and I'm going to go back and recap these in a minute. Good morning, D. Morris. Good morning, Diana. He also talked about patience. That was number 5. He said, write the vision and make it plain. And though it tarry, y'all not listening to me this morning, your blessings have been custom created for exactly who you are. Your blessings have been custom created according to your gifts and talents. Your blessings have been custom created according to your aptitude and your attitude. Your blessings have been custom created according to your strengths and opportunities. While you were over there worried, am I big enough to feel what God has put me into? Keep in mind, he knew where you was going. You are in a custom. It's not a mistake where you are. God knew exactly where you was going. So you don't have to worry about, am I big enough to fill these shoes? He created you big enough to fill those shoes. You don't have to worry about, am I smart enough? Am I strong enough? Do I know enough? He knew when he created you how much intellect, how much strength, how much resilience to give you in accordance to your blessing. I remember when I first had twins, and my son was about 20 months old, so I almost had what you call Irish triplets. And every day I would be like, oh my God, this is so hard. Having 2 children in diapers, that's hard enough. But you got 1 more in pull-ups. And I would think to myself, oh my God, this is so hard. But then I would hear voices tell me, you're strong enough. God created you to carry this load. You're carrying this load for a reason. This is not, somebody say in the chat, this is not an accident. Your blessings are not an accident. Your favor is not an accident. Your prosperity, your abundance is not an accident. Matter of fact, it's so little of an accident, you have a problem when you don't have it. The Lord was so deliberate in instilling in us pretty much everything we need on this planet. But it ain't enough for some people. It ain't enough. So you got to remember, God created you for such a time as this. And so what I learned being a single mother of 3 small children is that I can do anything for a short amount of time. What I learned having to carry a heavy load is that nothing lasts forever. What I learned being alone with very little support system is that God was then, is now, and will ever be in control. I had to get a power back. See, sometimes God wants you to come to him. Good morning, CC, and ask. So let me recap why you're overcomplicating your blessings. Number one, he said, write the vision and make it plain. When is the last time you put your goals on paper? Bless them every day. When's the last time? How are you going to even know what's possible for you if you won't take the time to write it down? Nobody's going to take it. Nobody can do this for you. That's the hard part. Nobody can, you can't cheat off nobody else's paper. You can't go in the teacher's room and steal the test key. You've got to get to that point where you know your blessings and your favor for themselves. Should nobody have to explain to you, here's your blessings and your favor in a pile right here. You should know what you wrote and asked for. So number one, you haven't written a vision and make it plain. Number two, he says you have not because you ask not. How many times you think the Lord is a mind reader? Well, he knows what I need. The Lord is always on time. He will supply my needs. Stop making that assumption that God can read your mind. He can, but he implored you in the Bible to do some work. He said, seek, knock, ask. If you just sit there, he's just going to sit there too, my God. So you got to ask. Number three, you got to be faithful that it's going to come to pass. Some of y'all have so little faith that you'll start something one day, and when you don't see an instant bloom, when you don't see instant success, when you don't see something start to give right now, you give up. Have you asked for what it is that you want? And are you faithful over a little so that he can give a lot? Some of us are not even faithful over a little. We take every dollar we have and we go squander it. Number four, he said, faith without works is dead. How long have you been working? People act like I've been in business 2 or 3 years. That's a long time. I'm approaching 10 years in business and I'm still a baby. I am still a baby. But I'm going to do the work. So it's on you to say, okay, let me do this work. Your favor is custom created. Last but not least, he said, write the vision and make it plain. And though it tarry, raise your hand if you're impatient. Thank you, Vicki, for sharing. Thank you, Devon, for sharing. Raise your hand if you're impatient. Let me see who's got the courage to tell the truth, because sometimes We go out there today, we plant one seed in the ground, put 1 teaspoon of water on it, come back inside, sleep till the next morning, and run back out in that yard to see what grew overnight. Are we patient? I'm going to just let you think about where you're going wrong in redeeming your blessings. It just does not have to be this hard. You don't have to overthink it. You do have to do something, but you don't have to even overthink that. I remember when I was little, I used to love, love, love to eat. Still do. But I didn't have a choice as to what I ate. My grandmother, whatever she cooked, that's what everybody ate happily. We was happy about it, jubilant. The food was good. If it wasn't but beans and cornbread, it was delicious. But we didn't have a chance to ask about those ingredients. So it's up to you to ask. It's up to you to know what you want. It's up to you to always be in a position where you're making your life better. So if you haven't already downloaded your 100 Days of Favor journal, make sure you download it. It's an amazing journal to keep you on track to live in this blessed. I want us to be so blessed. I want us to be blessed going and coming. But it starts with you. So it starts with you. bit.ly/days of favor. Grab your 100 Days of Favor journal. And remember, your favor is custom created for you. Says a lot about God. Says a lot about his love for you. All right. I'm going to get out of here, guys, but we'll be back at 10 a.m. this morning to talk about your profits in business and 21 ways you can increase your revenue this summer. It's going to be broadcast, so don't miss it. Love you guys. Have a great morning.